Okay, let's talk about the future of house prices, because I get a tremendous response and so many questions and so many comments from viewers and listeners. Huge about the future of house prices in Ontario and really the future of house prices across Canada in the next 6 months to a year. It is obviously a massive, important topic. There are people who want to get into houses, who have been renting. They think there may be an opportunity with slightly lower rates than we've had in the past. There's people who are wondering, hey, should I downsize now because the prices seem to be coming off, but then the price of them I'm going to get from my home is coming off, and wow, I don't know how it's going to go. And some people are telling me, is this the ideal time? Is this the perfect time to buy because prices are off and rates are down somewhat? Are they going to fall farther? We get a tremendous amount of questions about this. So here, let's just address these simple facts. First thing to understand is in Southern Ontario and in most of British Columbia, and obviously this changes building to building. And by the way, this is even starting to become true in other cities across Canada. The price of condos is pretty much doomed. Like it is this virus that's spreading across Canada, radiating out from Toronto, Vancouver. I'm getting calls from people in Calgary saying, hey, Jesus, these new condos, the prices are getting wobbly. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Quebec, they're okay, but they don't seem to be running up anymore. And here's, again, I'm just talking high-rise condominiums now, just high-rise condominiums. So let's talk about what's happened there. I've covered the 416 condo crash in enormous detail, but let me talk about why in general also condo prices are going to be a problem for several years to come. So here's why. We're building too many of them, and we built too many of them, and we're building too many. I know this is going to sound crazy, a country that's in a housing crisis. We're building too many multifamily rentals. We're building too many purpose-built rentals. I know that sounds absolutely nuts. What are you talking about, Ron? You've been talking about housing crisis forever. We need supply. Why are you now saying we're building too many purpose-built rentals? Okay, I'll tell you why. Because for years, we built these Dog Crate Condos, and we came to this huge explosion of them across Canada. And we understand why that pricing mistake was made. But we're also building, starting about 6 years ago, a tremendous number of high-rise condominiums. It actually goes back more like 8 years. So a tremendous number of purpose-built rental properties, which we never built before. We went about 25. You wonder why there's so many condos? We went about 25 years. We stopped building apartment buildings, rental apartment buildings. We stopped it completely for about 2 full decades. So now both of these things are coming together at exactly the same time when immigration is radically calming. I'm not saying there's nobody coming or that people are, well, there are actually some people leaving, but I'm not saying that immigration is going to go to zero. No, but it is dramatically lower than it was, really dramatically lower. And no, you're wrong, Ron. I see so many immigrants. Calm the fuck down, okay? Like the numbers are the numbers. We don't keep track of the people who leave, but we know who's come in, and it's down. It's down from where it was. Now, we went crazy. We had like 3 million in 2.5 years. That was insane. Total mistake by the Liberal government. But I'm talking about today. Today, those numbers are coming down. So we're building more rental units, and we're reducing the level of immigration in most cities in Canada. Not all, but most cities in Canada. Rents are actually falling. New rents are falling. I know I'm going to no, Ron, my rent just went up 2%. Well, that's rent controlled. That's the way it works. Or it went up no percent. Well, wait, it's not going down. Yes, because you're sitting in the same building. If you decided to go out and shop, you'd probably find a better deal. But let's get clear on what the really almost awful outcome of this is. It's good that we're building more rentals, great, but if we build so much rental and we add so much Dog Crate condos that nobody really wants because the prices are a big mistake, we're starting to have an oversupply of one thing. Now, I know there's people who say, wait a minute, Ron, what do you mean? What is this? I hate this. I hate conspiracy theories. I hate it. I hate them all. I don't want to talk about any of it. It really makes me mad to have to say this, but it sort of is like this World Economic Forum bullshit. Okay. It's like, you'll own nothing and be happy, because here's where we're at. if the majority of the stuff we're building is very small, it's sort of bought into the bullshit of density in cities. I say bullshit because in some ways it really is bullshit. I don't think density really meant that everybody wants a 485 square foot condo that's, more or less the same size as a hotel room, a hotel suite. You go to Vegas, you can get lots of 440 square foot suites in Vegas. Look, what we did do is we stopped building single family. Yes, you will see some single family being built. Yes, there's a fairly strong, continuously strong impact on single family in Alberta, although that's calming down a bit. Yes, there's some single family being built in Atlantic. Sure there is. Yes, there's a few single family being built in Quebec, but single family being built in most of Southern Ontario and most of Greater Vancouver, there just isn't any. There's none. It fell off a cliff 8 years ago, folks. 8 years ago. Single family construction went way, way, way down. It just went. I'm looking at numbers like it's the lowest in recorded history, the number of new single family homes being built. So if that's true, what we're creating is scarcity. We're creating scarcity. Now, I'm not saying that no single family house prices will fall. I mean, there were tremendous pricing mistakes made in 2021. People were bidding houses up in distant 905 and Kitchener-Waterloo and out in the sticks, and some cottages went through the roof because it was just mortgage Christmas. It was 2021. Rates were zero. You could get a 5-year fix for 169, and people were just buying houses like hotcakes. So those prices were nuts. People were going multiple bid. Oh, I'm not good. If I don't buy now, I'll never own again. Seriously, people that's the ultimate FOMO, fear of missing out, and people were spending like 300, 400, 500,000 more than the last bid just to make sure they got their hands on that house. And those prices have come way off. Those are the ones that are down. But if we stopped building, not stop, but we really dramatically reduced the number of single family homes we're building in Ontario and BC and other parts of Canada in 2017, 2018, which we all kinds of pressure against it, zoning, no new land being made available, super expensive land, super high prices, all these reasons, we've created scarcity. And if you create scarcity, you have what you're putting is a floor under prices. There's a floor under prices. And yes, single family can still come down. And we were watching it come down in a number of regions across, particularly in Southern Ontario, a number of regions, single families coming down in price. But in core areas, hardly any price reduction. And in core areas, in some cases, tiny, tiny price increases. If you're selling a semi-detached in Toronto, you're probably getting every penny you're listing it for and maybe a little bit more. So what I'm saying is there is hardly any of these houses have been built. Like, I know people, you're crazy, Ron. We see them getting built. Yeah, you see them, but in terms of totality of numbers, it's small. I look at the stats. So we haven't built enough single family. We're probably have created a price floor under single family, but now we're blowing up on rentals, and it's just a pure sign that if you let government get too involved in housing, they won't always make the right decision. That's what we got.